Welcome back to the PTOUnlimited podcast. My name is Brett.
I'm Josh.
Alex.
This is episode 139.
So, Brett,
Huh?
have you never taken an Uber before?
Never taken an Uber before.
Until today.
Till today.
So, you've had an interesting day.
It was. It wasn't a good day.
So, you messaged us asking about Uber etiquette.
Yes.
Uber etiquette, Alex. He asked if he should...
I know.
Yeah. Isn't that kind of odd? Like, it's 2018 and you haven't...
not odd.
It's not a bad question, though.
It's not. I know it's not because I found an article about it.
Really?
Yes.
Like, not a lot of people have taken
Like
Ubers?
what first-time Uber riders should do.
Really?
Uh-huh.
And what did it say?
Yeah, just the normal stuff. Like usually, you should ask the driver before taking any liberties. So, sit in the back.
Mhm.
Unless you say, hey, would it be all right if I sit in the front?
I agree with that.
And then it just talked about you can tip cash, but the whole infrastructure of Uber is supposed to be a cashless experience.
Okay.
So, and just stuff like that. And a lot of it, I
you don't
just
tip
kind
'em.
of skimmed through.
Yep. You do not tip an Uber driver.
Right.
Apparently, they get paid enough. I don't know how much an Uber driver gets paid.
I've heard.
I think it probably depends
on the fare.
Location.
Yeah, location,
Time.
Definitely time.
the time.
Yeah.
It's also
Peak
probably
time.
going to depend on if it's a holiday.
Same
that
with peak
would go
time.
under peak time.
Oh,
Yeah,
peak time.
yeah.
Okay.
So you're wearing a stupid hat.
I'm a shithead.
Oh, you look dumb. Turn your lights off.
Did you? You look dumb.
Continue on. Yeah.
Oh,
So-
did
so-
you want me to
well,
tell
you
the
can-
whole
you can
story,
probably talk
or
about-
did you want to wait?
It's your call.
Let's just wait.
Let's just wait.
You
Hey,
have-
we're in shit.
is that
anticipation.
part of your open?
Well, I mean, the fact is, you didn't. I couldn't believe you hadn't taken an Uber before.
I never needed to go anywhere where my own vehicle was not an option.
I guess you have so many family members around here.
No, I
means-
don't.
Well, you have at
I have
least
no family members around here.
Well, you have at least 1, 2, 3. If we're talking friends too.
You too?
I know I
Wow.
said family, but I only know of one person who would actually come get you where your family lives. So,
Who's that?
Andrew.
Oh, I actually asked him because he actually works up in Fort Wayne now.
Oh,
really? does he?
Yeah, he transferred offices, and so I texted him like, "You working at Fort Wayne today?" No.
Oh.
Thanks for nothing.
The one time. So, one thing I wanted to ask, have you ever taken a taxi before?
I have not. Well, I took a taxi when I was in Arkansas, but it was a group thing, so
Oh, okay.
I followed the lead.
Do you want to join us, Alex?
I'm sorry. I was letting our Facebook friends know that we're live on
You
YouTube.
were managing your social media.
Yes.
Alex, do you remember your first Uber?
My first Uber? No.
I think I don't really either.
Yes.
I do remember
Yes, I do.
I get into a vehicle. I was like, this is very
Actually,
nice.
yes, we did our first Uber one night, and I believe it was a lot of our first.
But
have
you ever Ubered by yourself?
I was going to say,
No.
I have never Ubered by myself.
Okay.
no.
And I don't really go anywhere anyway. Like, if I had an emergency situation like you had, then maybe I might have used one. I mean, it's convenient.
Yeah.
But you had a long ways to go because you were on the other side of
I
town.
had to go across town.
Yeah. So that was also...
The first time we all decided to take an Uber one night it was kind of when Uber started to become a thing in Fort Wayne. So it was like a year ago, maybe two.
Mhm.
And we were all going to go out drinking. And
Okay.
we were at Shane and Ashley's house, and we're all like, hey, well, I have a free ride. Well, hey, well, I have a free
We
ride.
used so many free rides.
And then we're just like, okay, let's try it and see what happened. And then you push, like, and we weren't even ready. We didn't realize, like, there's so many around. We're like,
Mhm.
yeah,
Damn.
okay, we'll just wait 10 minutes for somebody to get here.
That was the one thing in the article is don't call it until you're ready.
Yeah, we just
Oh.
figured, hey, someone.
But if you don't know that, they come that fast. Because when I did mine, he was there in 5 minutes.
Rick is like the Uber... I don't know. He just knows everything about Uber. He
Yeah.
knows
Yeah.
when to leave the bar.
Yeah.
Like, there's times when, well, on my
'Cause
birthday,
otherwise
he
you can't
did it
get
too.
one.
Yeah, right? I mean, he just knows when to do the right time. But whenever I've ridden an Uber, it's always been with Shane. And
Yeah.
he's always sitting in front, being the social guy. Because Shane's the biggest guy of our group.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and we give him the front.
Yep.
So, yeah, that's...
But, anyways, we're sitting there trying to pop a bottle. We're like, hey, Uber will be here probably 10 minutes, right?
yeah,
And then
five,
we click.
5, 4, yeah.
No, I think it was like our first ride, like they were down the street. And we were just like, all right, let's just pregame real quick. We'll just pour a couple drinks. Like, guys, our Uber's like down the street. I'm like,
Super ready right
what?
now.
I'm like, oh, that was fast. Is that normal?
Well, they also
So
live,
we're like scrambling to put our shoes on and like take a few shots.
they
And
live
go,
close to downtown.
go outside.
So that might have helped.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Hmm.
It's really nice though.
Sorry, I was drinking water. You guys could have kept going.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna take my crappy hat off. Right
Talk about the VGAs.
Oh, the Video Game Awards. Okay, so I have a list of stuff. The Video Game Awards was on Thursday, and Alex and I watched the whole thing.
We did.
From start to finish, pre-show to end. Now, first of all, I'm mad at the Video Game Awards because they said the show starts at 7:30. So Alex and I, we sat down at, what was it, 6:45, and we couldn't watch our show.
Well, we were gonna watch our show, but our show is like an hour long. And
Yep.
we're like, well, we don't really have enough time, so let's not.
Exactly.
So we just waited.
So what happened was we got on at 7:30, and it said, "This is the pre-show. We have another half hour. We could have watched an episode because the Haunting of Hill House is an hour long. Each episode is an hour long. So we knew right then we couldn't. And then 7:30 comes around. It's the pre-show. We could have. We so could have. I was so mad. But they did show a couple world premieres in the pre-show.
They did.
Yeah.
To keep you interested and keep you going. Yeah.
But the opener, oh my God, a sight I never thought I'd ever see. The three presidents
Oh yeah.
were on stage at the same time.
Together. Yeah.
Together. Like it was Reggie Fils-Aime, Phil Spencer, and Sean Layden. Now Reggie is for Nintendo. Phil
He's
Spencer's
Nintendo
Xbox.
US, isn't he?
Yes, but he's the president of
Right.
of the United States, which is what
Well,
I
Phil
believe.
is.
Well, Phil Spencer, of course.
Phil's in the game division.
Yeah, and then Sean Layden is Sony Interactive of America,
Mhm.
and their speech was about how gamers come together regardless of the platform. It's a night of gamers to come together and celebrate games with the Video Game Awards,
Mhm.
which was like I can see the money getting pushed into this show more and more every year. Like we've been watching this
just
for
from
years.
last year.
Well,
Just from last year, it got a lot of money.
Yeah.
people like to think that the three companies hate each other, but in
They-
reality,
Yeah.
they need each other to
Yes.
do well,
They do.
Mhm.
Yes.
so that competition is a good thing.
Mm-hmm. Competition
So-
is the best. When you don't have competition, you grow stale.
Exactly.
You start turning into the conglomerate that people avoid.
Innovation kind of stops.
But I want to go over some of the announcements. First of all, Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 got announced. Switch exclusive. Pretty interesting. Everyone's been waiting for a third one for years. Second one came out in 2012 or 11. Yeah. Maybe 10.
I remember when the second one came out.
Yeah. So the third one finally got announced, and it's a Switch exclusive. And a lot of people were complaining about the graphics, but I don't think it was a final product. So I
I
don't know.
never considered those games big on the graphics anyway.
They never really were because they're shot farther away. And
Right,
have you
right.
played any of them?
No, but I've seen them.
You seen them? Yeah, they're fun. They're really fun. Red Dead Redemption 2 is not Game of the Year. That was
mind blowing.
I'm glad.
such a shocker. Like I expected.
I shouldn't say I'm glad. I'm not glad they didn't get it. I'm glad what
They
did
got
get
plenty
it got
of
it.
awards. They
Yeah.
got plenty of awards, and my goodness, it's
It was
just
4 or 5, wasn't it?
they got
I mean,
yeah.
they got nominated for like almost everything, but
It was about 8 or 9 nominations.
Yeah,
and
and
so they got
then-
4 or 5 out of them.
yeah.
Which is good. Good for them.
Yeah.
Sonic Fox made headlines as best esports player of 2018.
Oh my goodness, he's like my new favorite person. You just have to watch his acceptance speech for his award.
He's so nervous.
He's so nervous, but he's so like he's giggly and he's adorable
Is
and
he a kid?
No,
I would say young
I mean,
20s.
we would say
early,
we would call him
or
a
late
kid,
teens. Yeah,
but
we'd call him a kid.
I would say he's probably in his very early 20s.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, he was so giddy on stage.
Oh, it was so funny. And then his quote was like, "Oh, and by the way, I am super gay." Like I know it's all out there and whatnot on his profile, but it's the way he said it. Like I was looking at Josh, I'm like, before he said it, I was like looking at him.
He's
like,
adorable.
Like this guy is so cute. And then after that, he was like, "By the way, I'm like super gay," and I'm like. I knew it. I'm like, dang it. That's how I'm like, this guy is freaking cute.
Like you're going to go for Sonic Fox, Alex.
as soon as I saw this guy, like I'd never heard of him. As soon as I saw this guy, I got on all of his social media and followed him and like
Okay.
added him, and I'm like, oh my god, by the way, you're super adorable.
Mortal Kombat 11 got announced, and they keep shelling out Mortal Kombats. I thought it was a Super Smash Brothers announcement of like one of them being put on Super Smash, which would be a great addition to Super Smash Brothers. The Stanley Parable is coming to consoles. That's a big deal. That game came out a while back. What the Stanley Parable is, it's an office worker who shows up to work and everyone's disappeared, and you have a British narrator talking about everything that you do. Apparently, it's a really fun game, and it's coming to console this spring, so that's pretty exciting as well. Far Cry New Dawn got announced, and it was already teased before the Video Game Awards.
Yes, that was one that I was like, yep, I've seen this one already.
Yeah, it's a post-apocalyptic world in Montana, which is... when was the last time you saw a game based in Montana?
Well, the last Far Cry game was in the northern parts.
Yeah, they said that the nuke went off there, and that's where it's taking place. So I was like, oh, I guess the previous one was. I just didn't know that that's where Far Cry was taking place, was Montana of all places. Stranger Things 3, the game, is going to be coming out for all console, or no, I think it's just Steam and Xbox. Maybe it might be all. But
doesn't look half bad.
It's a SNES callback.
Yeah.
Yeah, top-down isometric kind of game, really fun, like a beat-em-up game in a sense. It looks really fun. And then Atlas got announced as well. That is an open-world survival pirate game, which looks like it might be a run for the money of Sea of Thieves kind of thing.
It looks very similar to Sea of Thieves.
Maybe. I mean, yeah, it's I don't know. That's weird.
That's when it came up. I was like, it looks like Sea of Thieves.
It looks like Sea of Thieves, but it looks better than Skull and Bones.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, Skull and Bones looks terrible.
Yeah,
You're very hard on that game.
It looks like trash. You play as a ship. I don't like that.
Yeah.
I don't like that. You can have a fleet.
How do you know you don't like that?
I don't
Have
like.
you done it yet?
I like the ability. Well, yeah, in Assassin's Creed.
You drive the ship. You do that in Sea of Thieves.
Well, you don't. It's not like a full ship thing. Like you just go up and fire cannons, and it's all the cannons going off at once, and it's not like you. Do you know what I'm saying?
No.
Okay.
I don't even know what you're saying.
So in Skull and Bones, you are the ship.
Okay.
Entirely. You steer it entirely. You do the speed, and you do the cannons.
Okay.
Sea of Thieves, you do one job at a time.
So you don't like games where you drive and you're handling all the driving stuff?
Not everything at once like that, no.
So you don't like driving in Grand Theft Auto, where you shoot out the window if you need to shoot out the window?
I don't shoot out the window.
Josh is the one that's driving.
I can't shoot out the window. I fail
shoot
at
out
that
the window.
because I'll try to use the right stick and try to look over while I'm driving. I'll run into something. I can't do it. I'm not as talented as you are. You played the crap out of that game.
Unless you're Greg.
Well, Greg merges. Oh, ice cream.
We're just like, Greg, what do you do with your arm out the window? Boom!
Is that a grenade?
I remember.
Is that a grenade?
So yeah, those were some announcements from the Video Game Awards, and yeah, I thought it was a good show.
It was entertaining. I
Long.
really liked. It was very long. I really enjoyed the music that they had.
Mhm.
Who is it? Hans Zimmer.
Hans Zimmer did. Is it Hans Zimmer?
Hans Zimmer.
Hans Zimmer.
Yeah.
He did he produced the Video Game Awards theme, which just got created.
Which sounds really cool
for this show.
Yeah.
So that was the start of it, and they've been doing the Video Game Awards for a while now. I remember them being on Spike back in 2010 or 9, and they were garbage. It was garbage.
Yeah, they
back
had
then.
one year. I remember they had Joel McHale to try to as like a co-host just to try to get a big name, and he was just terrible.
Joel McHale was on the Video Game Awards. He was presenting an award, and he said, "I'm surprised you guys brought me back."
Yeah.
Must have been that bad.
It was terrible. It was unwatchable.
Congrats to Ninja for being Streamer of the Year. Who saw that coming?
No surprise there.
Well, he went up against. Do you remember?
Dr. Lupo was one of them.
I don't remember who the other ones
I can't
were.
remember. I can go to the nominees if it matters, but
well,
I mean,
we all knew Ninja was gonna win. You know, and he's a very nice guy.
Yeah, he's very humble.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how I would describe him. Yeah.
I
never actually ever watched him before.
He's got
like
quite a
maybe
production now.
very, very, very quick snippets, and obviously I know he has his pictures and stuff. But going up and doing his speech and everything, he is a natural like celebrity.
You know he's from Chicago?
No.
Yeah.
No, but he talks like as if that's just his thing.
The Chicago
like,
area. I can't
no
say
big deal.
Chicago.
What's really funny to watch is all the people going up to get their awards, which a lot of people, it's their first time.
They're awkward.
And this is a video game awards.
It's awkward.
These are people that sit behind a TV and don't go outside.
Yeah.
And then you go up and you put them in front of thousands of people and then millions of people on social media. And they're just like, and everybody's up there like, I'm sorry. I'm nervous. I've never done this before.
The only people that I saw was fine was, of course, the host. I don't remember his name.
Jeff Keighley.
Jeff Keighley, yes. And then, of course, the presidents when
yes,
they were on.
because they're all used to being
They're
on
used
TV.
to being in front. And Ninja. I mean, everyone else was, of course, some of the presenters were actresses, and they were fine.
Yeah.
Corey Barlog's done a lot of interviews. I don't know how his speech was, but
Who's Corey?
he was the game director for God of War.
Oh, he was fine. He was good. He was good, actually. Kratos and the voice of Kratos and the voice of his kid were on stage and it did a boy bit.
Oh, that's cool.
Yes, it was really cool.
It was really funny. The crowd loved it.
The boy was he was handed the announcement or the winner, and he's like, all right,
and the winner
and there was a pause and he's like, open it, boy.
Yeah. Crowd loved it. They loved
awesome.
it. They loved it. Oh man! So that's the Video Game Awards in a nutshell. It was
entertaining. It makes me excited to see next year.
Oh yeah, I hope they have better. I mean, some of the announcements were fine. I can't complain, but I hope they have some better ones. A lot of them didn't have to do with anything that we.
Well, they're also competing with E3.
Yeah.
Like what's going to be announced at E3? What's going to be announced at the Video Game Awards?
Well, Sony's not going to be there.
I don't know if I'd say competing. It's just part of their revealing strategy.
Which might change.
Each
That's
company
what I mean. It might
says,
change.
You know, what do we have this year to announce, and at what venue do we want to announce them at?
Okay.
That's what I mean. It's competition, or not necessarily competition, but hey, what's going to be more important, or how do we really want to support the Video Game Awards? Make this bigger, because that's our audience. That's our real. I mean, E3 is, but like. These are the people making the games, and they
weren't prepared for this audience. I don't think that.
I don't. They definitely seem more prepared.
I think video game companies might change their strategy next year because they did see that this gets a lot of publicity and a lot of people are watching. So maybe this might have been a better incentive for companies to wait for some of their announcements. Like Sony's not going to be at E3. I can't believe that. Nintendo said Nintendo and Xbox have both confirmed they're going to be there. So. I don't know
why not. So, anyways, let's move on.
Yeah.
Let's move on.
So I'll just go to the next thing down. There are some movie announcements throughout the week. First of all, the Avengers trailer came out and the title of it. Do you want to know it?
I know. I read it, but I don't remember what it is.
It is Endgame. The Avengers.
Not exactly
Endgame.
Original, but
I think it's kind of conclusive.
Well, that's it. I mean, it's the last one, and your last movie title is Endgame. That's not exactly original.
I don't know if it's the last Avengers. It might be the last.
It's the one for this.
For a lot of the generation.
Yes,
yeah.
It's the last in the quadrilogy, I guess it is.
Mm-hmm. So what you see in this is you see
Hawkeye.
You see Hawkeye, and he looks like he's out to kill.
Pissed.
Yeah.
And if and they do announce it in the trailer. Thanos did what he said he was going to do. He wiped out 50% of all life.
Yep.
Not just Earth, like of the universe. That's what he said he was going to do. And you see Hawkeye, and he just looks pissed. And Josh and I we're like,
his family.
His family.
Yep.
I'm like, dude. Like, I'm getting chills thinking about it. I'm like, revenge.
Right? He's mad.
That's really the only person I'm really caring about.
Tony.
Oh, okay, and then Tony's just floating around in space.
Yeah, you see him he records a message, and
he's running out of oxygen. He's running out of food. He's got hours or a day or something left.
Yep. So he does a recording on his Iron Man suit for Pepper to see, and you see a real emotional sting to it, and it's like, wow. And it comes out in April. I thought it was gonna be in May.
That was the thing. We both looked at each other like, April. April.
It's gonna be a busy spring of movies. Are you gonna go see it with us?
No.
Really? You're done?
Well, yeah, because when I couldn't muster an ounce of care during whatever the last one was,
yeah,
I thought That's it for me.
Really? That's sad. We have no fanboy sitting by us. So
to each their own.
yeah.
Hey,
Okay,
there's a
so
line
what
I've
are
heard
you
before.
a fan of, Brett? What are you looking forward to this summer? Anything?
The Punisher season 2.
That's next month. Are you looking forward to anything at all? Is
Can't
Hollywood a
really-
joke to you now?
It's not a joke, but you guys are the ones that allow yourself to get excited by announcements that are 6 months out.
4.
Whatever. My
4.
point is, it's down the line.
It's actually, I'm surprised they waited this long.
I am
okay.
Yeah.
That's fine too. If you want
4
to
months
get
is not that
excited
much.
several months in advance, that's fine.
Okay, Star Wars is coming out next year. You don't give a crap about that?
No.
Okay.
Because it's 1 calendar year from right now.
Man.
You know, for Star Wars, I'm on Brett's side. I really don't
I
give
can't
a shit
wait
until
for-
it actually comes out.
I can't wait for Brett to be like an 80-year-old man. He'll be completely intolerable.
Well, if I make it 8 to 80.
Were you planning on not?
No, you just never know.
Sonic the Hedgehog is getting a live-action movie.
Yeah, I saw the poster for this and I thought, that's weird.
Yeah,
No,
it's
I don't think
weird.
it is. I
But
think
then
they can do it.
Pokemon's getting a live action movie, so it's like Disney's live action. Everything's live action now.
Yeah, yeah.
You
That's
get a
the-
live action movie. You
That's
get a live
the
action
next
movie.
Everyone
trend.
gets a live-action movie.
The next trend in
Do you guys think Dave
Entertainment.
Bautista will be in the next Avengers film from YouTube on here?
Yeah.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
don't know. I thought he said he wasn't going to. Without what's his
No,
name?
that's Guardians.
Oh, that was Guardians.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. it's
But
James
Well,
yes.
Why would he not be in Guardians but agree
if-
to be in Avengers?
It was never
because-
James Gunn's project.
Yeah. My answer to that is yes, definitely. Only because if you actually read into the comics, which they go with and then they don't go with, he becomes a pretty big part.
I'm gonna go with no, just to go against the trend.
Yeah, you go right ahead.
Yeah, you're so trendy.
But anyways, Avengers trailer. Eh.
Yeah, I think
Eh.
it'll be
I mean,
good.
there was a
What do you
couple
mean?
things. The only thing I got excited about
So
was
I
one
just
part.
got my balls busted for not caring, and you're over here going, eh?
Did
'Cause
I
she
bust your
cares-
balls?
I know you didn't. That's my point.
Yeah.
What are you trying to
So
prove
I'm
here?
just saying.
Do you
like,
want me to yell at her?
I'm saying you busted my balls for saying, eh. She's thinking the same
But
thing.
she said she's already excited about Hawkeye.
I said I'm excited about one thing.
That's Hawkeye. You want to see how a real person handles,
Yes.
like a guy who
because
does,
he's not.
his superhero is he
He's
can
just
aim.
really highly
He's
trained.
Yeah.
he's Robin Hood.
There you go.
That's
he's
what
Robin
he
Hood,
is.
which that movie's doing terrible too. That just
I
came
forgot
out.
that it was even out.
Yeah.
I know, right?
I was scrolling through
you have
the movies.
to-
I'm like, oh
You
yeah.
have to accept that when there is a Robin Hood
Made
movie,
every 5 years.
unless it stops right now and there's not another one for 20 years, it's gonna fail.
It's gonna
Yeah.
You
suck.
can only rewrite that movie so many times.
A lot of just oversaturation.
It's very oversaturated. Like I swear they've made like 5 Conan movies
Mm.
and like
If you
3
want-
Hercules movies.
If you want a good Robin Hood movie, go back and watch Men in Tights.
that is
That
not.
was a parody.
That's a
wasn't it?
parody.
Yes, and it's amazing.
But there was the
Prince of
Kevin
Thieves,
Costner,
Which
and
apparently that's a really bad movie.
there was that one was that one Prince of Thieves?
Yeah.
And then there was Russell Crowe's.
That one I didn't see.
I haven't seen any of them, but those
I've
two
seen-
I remember.
I've seen a lot of them, actually.
You haven't seen any of those movies?
I was a
that we're
big fan of
saying?
Robin Hood when I was younger.
None of them.
Yeah.
Prince of Thieves is good, but only because of Alan Rickman.
It is. We were discussing this the other night. It was like, only because of Alan Rickman
Everyone
is it
else
good.
sucks in that movie.
And you
even
look at
Kevin
it-
Costner.
Oh, God.
Oh,
it's-
Sean Connery's in it.
Yeah, he is in
Yeah.
it, isn't he?
Yeah.
No, I want to go back and watch it now. I have a mole.
Anything else with movie
Don't-
stuff?
Well, Sonic the Hedgehog I think will
Oh,
be
yeah.
fine because they made a TV show out of it that was pretty successful in the 90s. It was pretty good.
Yeah, but that was 30 years ago.
That's fine. It's fine. It's fine. They're still making Batman movies successful. And that was also animated.
Oh, my gosh. We totally have to. I'm sorry to interrupt. We have
No, you're good. I was done.
we have a very relatable comment.
Go ahead.
At least Josh and I do, just because this is gonna side story. I cannot believe that this is so random. We've got Potential Problems podcast with us here
Shout out to
on
Potential Problems.
YouTube. Here they said, "Here is something you all can be excited for. In the Army Now with Pauly Shore is on Hulu."
We've been watching
So-
it.
Just you can talk about it,
For
Josh.
the
You've been
past-
watching it. You haven't been able to finish it?
Oh no, we fall asleep
So it's the movie.
every time. No,
I've
I've
have
seen
turned-
it plenty of times.
we have
I've seen
turned
it
this
plenty of
movie
times.
on 4 times.
It's kind of like The Big Lebowski. I told Noah that it took you like 5 times to finish that.
So this is really fun. It's just the movie that we turned on like to go to
like it.
sleep. And
I like it too. Yeah.
I have actually Josh
It
claims
ruined his career.
Yeah.
Josh claims I have seen this movie. I have not. He says I have. I haven't. I don't remember any bit of this movie
Well,
whatsoever.
really
Because
don't.
you don't remember it doesn't mean you haven't seen it.
Well, Alex's memory with movies
With
is
movies,
a little
like
different.
that's why I can't watch
If
movies
if you say, "Hey, I've been wanting to watch the Pirates of the Caribbean movies. I have Dead Man's Chest sitting
unless
downstairs."
it's already on. I will say no.
I'll say, "Hey, you want to watch it?" No, I can watch the whole movie through my head.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So if she can watch it through her head, then she's seen it.
I've seen it.
Yeah, and she'll see it for a while in her head. So,
So, anyways,
yes,
what I've
good,
seen of
good
it.
question.
There was the other night. I think we were 3 nights into this movie so far, and Josh goes, he'll just let it play, and then we both fall asleep, and then eventually stops because it plays through the whole thing while we're sleeping. And so we get through it, and Josh goes, "All right, just stop me at the part that you last remember." And this is night number 3, okay? And we're like 25 minutes into the movie,
Yeah,
where I start remembering it.
it's the same thing with basketball.
Oh yeah, basketball. I don't think I've watched all the way through.
Entirely at
Nope.
ever.
Nope. It was
Wow.
one of those we put it on to fall asleep to.
Yeah.
So, but yes, I'm so glad that she brought that up. That's hilarious.
All of the Indiana Jones are going to Netflix next month,
They're on Amazon Prime right now.
and the Mummies.
They have been for a while.
And the Mummies.
Yeah.
Incredibles 2 is coming to Netflix next month, and I think there was something else major. The Solo movie.
Carmen Sandiego is going to be an original Netflix series.
I'm okay with
I
that.
think I heard about that
I did
actually.
hear
I think
about
I heard that
As long as they
announcement.
cast the right girl. I don't know if they would. I don't know. I don't know who would be a good Carmen Sandiego.
You know, I remember Carmen Sandiego, but to tell you the truth, I remember playing the computer game,
Mm-hmm.
the PC game, more than I actually remember watching the TV show.
I don't remember. Only thing I remember is the song.
Do you remember the point and click games?
No.
Made by Fresh Start or Head Start something.
Head Start, I think.
Maybe.
I think it's
Maybe.
Head Start.
Maybe. But they had like point and click games.
Yeah, it's just click, click, click. That's kind of the way it
stupid I
was.
Spy games.
Yeah.
And trying to detect like, oh, which character do you think did this? Because you have to interview them. It was kind of like a dumbed down LA Noir. Where you have to interview people and they give away clues.
No.
Yeah.
But
So-
am I excited about that? Not really, no.
No.
I don't
me
care.
neither.
That could stay in the past.
Carmen?
Carmen.
Well, it's
Yeah.
because there was a short-lived animated series. So,
Yes, I remember the song too, bro.
yeah. Where in the world is... You wanna
Carmen
finish?
Sandiego.
I was waiting for you guys to finish that. Where do you guys want to move to next? There's a whole bunch of
Talk
stuff.
about this lawsuit.
Yeah, Epic Games. They are being sued for taking a dance called the Milky Rock.
Oh,
And
yes. Okay.
Fortnite has been
Mhm.
doing a lot of taking people's dances and making them emotes, but you have to pay for them to get them.
Mhm.
So they're making money off of other
They're
people's
making
dance.
money off of other people's dances.
And it's art and it's copywritten.
So now you agree with me?
I do. Absolutely I do.
At first, when we were watching this segment on the news or
I'm
whatever,
still a little
Josh
iffy.
is just like, why do you have to be all bent up about it
You
or whatever?
have to copyright it first in order for it to be considered copywritten.
Apparently, you have to copyright every fucking thing you do now.
You do.
Like, that's just the way things are.
Absolutely you do.
And, like, if I...
someone else is gonna make money off of it, but you made it,
Okay,
expect a lawsuit.
for instance, who's the guy on Scrubs that we like?
Donald Faison.
Okay, so he does a crazy little dance in Scrubs, one episode, and who would have think that's going to be like a thing? That's one of the dances that's being sold on Fortnite,
Yeah.
Okay.
and he's mad about it. He's not
He's
seeing
not
any.
mad.
Well, he's not mad,
He-
but he's been asked multiple times, like, "Hey, man, you must be making a fortune off this dance because so many people are buying it." He's like, "Not
Nope.
seeing a dime.
Nope. Royalties are out the window.
I'm not making any money for it."
Nope.
Yeah, I mean,
So if I do a little jig right here, copyright. I'm like, you're not allowed to use it.
This episode is copywritten.
if you don't claim something
I claim
that you came up with, then you can't get mad when someone else monetizes it.
I declare bankruptcy.
I don't know where you draw the line here. Like,
It's hard to say.
this is a form of art. It's almost like taking a song and selling it. It's dance. It is somebody made up this dance and you found it. You see that people like it, so you're gonna take it and then sell it.
I don't even remember the band, but you remember that song "Welcome to the Show"?
Yes.
Into the show.
So you know how many times they license that out to different companies to
You're
use?
talking about the intro that they use for WWE?
Maybe.
No, that's Ladies and Gentlemen by Saliva.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Oh,
That song came up so many different
it was
places.
on football.
It was on, I think,
Well,
a lot of people used it.
Because it's
and
a really
It's a
good,
good song.
opener.
Saliva licensed the crap out of that song and made a crap ton of money.
That's what you
Not
gotta
even
do.
by selling it, just by allowing people to use it in their own promotional stuff.
Yep, and it's a
So-
good song.
It's
It
a
is a
great
good
song.
song.
It's a good
WrestleMania-
pumped up song.
That was for
That's-
WrestleMania 23.
That is
Or 2.
when I think of that song, I think of
WrestleMania.
WWE. Like
Mhm.
that's what I think of as the opener.
That is the capitalist country
Capitalist-
that we live in.
I understand.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that. But like that's just like they picked like that's the
So,
best song
because
intro that they've done. That I was like I get
you
excited to watch
categorize
wrestling
something?
with that.
What?
Because you categorize something into one thing that worked for you. That's capitalism.
No, capitalism is finding something that you know will make money
Yeah.
Oh,
And then
I'm sorry.
and monetizing
I
it.
thought you were calling the ability to categorize that song with WWE
oh
was capitalism. I
No,
was
no,
like,
no.
what?
no.
What are you
No.
studying in government? But yeah, so they're getting sued for doing a dance, and they've done it for a lot of other stuff. I mean, Snoop Dogg and Donald Faison, they've all had stuff in Fortnite that they're just not getting royalties for, like the "Drop It Like It's Hot" dance. What's the arm thing? I can't do it.
I don't know.
Where's driving?
yeah, I don't know what it's called. I don't know
Yeah.
why you're looking at me.
Okay,
I've been
Miss
out of-
Dance.
I've-
I've been in dance. I've
And
danced.
I've been out of the scene for like at least 12 years. Okay, I have no idea. I know the last dance I know is Gangnam Style.
Well, okay.
That's probably the last one I remember.
Oh no. Does that
I
make
can't
you feel
remember.
bad?
I know what you're talking about. I can't remember it either.
Drop Like It's Hot. It's like he's just dancing like this. I'm gonna get a GIF of this on the internet.
Copyright.
That's copywritten. 'Cause it's my own version.
So, what about a slice of bread?
So what do you call the
Speaking
end?
about a slice of bread, we've got white bread over.
Oh my God! I haven't been called that in a long time.
You've been called white bread?
That's my nickname at work.
It
yeah.
is?
Yeah,
That's funny.
that is my nickname. I don't.
Why are you
Where
white
did I
bread?
get that? I don't remember. That's old. I'm gonna have to bring that up tomorrow in our office meeting.
Just be like,
why was I
I'm
called
Josh.
white bread?
White bread.
I'm Josh. Hi, Josh. I'm white bread. So what do you call the end slice on a loaf of bread?
I've always heard it referred to as the butt.
Now we'll ask the other ones. Now the reason why this is being brought up because it's trending on Twitter right now, and it's actually there's a lot of threads right now, and I have a full list of what people have nicknamed it. So
Okay.
you call it the butt, Alex. What do you call
I
it?
call it the crust.
Okay.
But every slice of bread has crust.
Yeah, I know, but like, you know, the top of the bread is the crust. Well, the front and the
It
back look
technically
like the
is crust.
crust.
It technically is
so
crust.
I call it the crust. Like, why'd you throw the crust away? Like, that's what I've always called it that, but I don't think I've ever heard it called anything else.
My family calls it the heel.
Okay, yeah.
The heel.
I've heard it called that too.
Yep.
Nope.
It is the heel of the loaf.
Yeah.
Now, here is a list of other names people have called
Are
it.
you
I'm
going to give us the actual definition? Like, is there a definition?
No, it's just
Did you look it up?
No, according to actor Stephen Mangan, it's the heel, and other people have agreed. And this guy just brought it up. He's got over 2,800 tweets, 6,800 likes, just on this. So other names are the Knobby, Knobby End, Knob End, Knobbly, Knobbler, Norbert, Doormat, Topper, Nut End, Noggy, Noggin, Ender, Crust, Butt, Outsider, Tush, Doorstep, Bumper, Healy, Nub, Bum, Bum End, Knocker, or Heel.
This just turned into a stupid conversation.
Why?
I don't know. I mean, most of those just don't make any sense.
Well, some of them, if you're British.
Okay.
I mean, half of those are British people saying them.
Okay, so I
Calls it the
googled what is the end of a loaf of bread called?
Okay.
And it says, here's a photograph of some sliced bread.
It looks like a butt.
Thanks for
It
random
says
facts.
the topmost slice of this, that's the crust on the end, is called, quote unquote, the heel. it's not like a definition from
win.
like it's not from like the dictionary or something, but that's just the top result. Other ones was the end, the heel, the crust, or the nose.
Okay.
So I guess it really doesn't have a definition.
Speaking of crust, do you eat the sandwiches with the crust on or off?
Who doesn't and why?
Which?
I eat them on.
Yeah, I do too.
How can you take it off?
I was
It's a
like scared
waste
for
of
a
food.
second. I'm like, Brett, are you
Well-
cut the crust off?
No, because I think the sandwich falls apart without
Absolutely.
the crust.
Well, if you cut it like on Breaking Bad, like you saw him do it.
I don't remember.
Oh
don't
man,
remember?
I don't remember how he did it.
Well, because he kills this one person. In
Oh,
all
he
of
starts
Breaking
taking
Bad,
on traits
he
of
takes
the
on
people
traits
he
of people that he
Huh?
kills. I don't know if you
Yeah.
ever noticed this in the entire show.
I only watched it once.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Well, I'll give you a couple of pointers.
Okay.
One of them is he kills one guy. He cuts the crust off because he took that trait, and you just see him like cut it. Do. He cuts it really well, and it's like just
Like precise,
perfect.
like.
But
it's-
you lose like 30% of your sandwich.
I
at
think the
that
crust
point.
of everything is like the best part.
It is, yes.
I'm a big bread person. I like my carbs.
Another time is when he vomits, he puts a towel down like Gus did.
Oh, okay.
Well,
Yeah.
that was a spoiler. I'm sorry.
Josh, this show is
Show's pretty old.
years
Oh,
old.
well, a movie's coming out soon, so
Yep.
I'm really excited about that. So yeah, the heel is what my family's always called it. So apparently, I've always called it right, according to Google.
Hey, well, you mentioned the crust.
Yeah.
Yeah, you said the crust was one of those answers, so I'm right too.
Well, yes.
And
We
Google
were,
said
we were
the
all
crust.
right. He said everything.
Those are all nicknames that people have said it, but according to Google, it's heel.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, whatever.
That's the answer. What do you guys call your bread?
Yeah, what do you guys call the end of the bread? The front and
Let's
the back.
talk about the NFL real quick.
Oh man. Okay. First
I
of
don't
all,
want to talk
Fantasy,
about it.
Fantasy-
football.
I'm done talking about that. I have nothing to report. I lost.
Well,
I'm out.
Well, you were gone before last week, but you're just in the
I was in the losers bracket.
losers bracket.
Uh-huh.
So,
So
you're
I-
still technically playing for a place.
I don't care. I'm done.
Maybe not, but
Okay.
it's still happening.
I have a
whether
question.
Okay.
Uninstall.
I am in what's called the winner's consolation
Yeah, I don't
bracket.
know what that means.
Okay, that was my question. What the hell is that?
I think it means just the mid range.
Like, I have one more chance to win? The way that the brackets
so
look is like,
wait,
if
you made the playoffs, right?
I did.
So the people that lost the first weekend play because everybody has to play for a spot.
Yeah.
It doesn't just number 1 and number 2 and then everybody else. Everybody finishes in a certain place.
Yeah.
So now you're playing for like number 3 or number 4, or you're trying to win third place. I know my cord keeps hitting my mic.
Yes.
It's okay.
So
Okay.
you want to win to get third place because you still win money, I think.
I don't remember how we're doing it.
I think third place either gets their money back or wins a little bit.
Oh.
Yeah.
I would
you
think
get your
third
money
place
back.
gets your money back.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
20. Yeah.
20 bucks.
So
I could use $20.
you play Wayne
Oh,
because I beat Wayne.
that's intense.
Yeah. I got beat.
You did.
Did you see my numbers?
I didn't.
Everyone's numbers were
I
bad.
was okay. Not even. I'm not joking. 3 minutes before the game started, I was like, "Oh, I should probably check my fantasy." And I was like, "Wait, why did my projection go down like 20 points? My freaking wide receiver was out.
Which one?
The one everybody wants.
Odell
on.
Beckham?
No, that's
No. That's my
No.
running back.
No, that's Saquon
Then
Barkley.
it's got to be that guy. Then hold on.
Odell Beckham, and he wasn't out. It's got to be somebody else.
Yes.
was.
Yep. That's who it was.
he was out.
Yes,
Really?
he was out. He did something to his ankle or something, and they
Well,
said
darn, I
all of a
could've swore
sudden,
he played.
they were just like, is blah 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 is ruled out.
So
And I'm like, holy
you got
shit.
him replaced in time, right?
Yeah, I did, and it didn't help.
All right.
I put Ingram in instead, or not Ingram. Ingram's my running back. I put in Moore
Hmm.
from Carolina.
He's a good
Yeah.
player.
He did okay, but he didn't give me what Beckham would have given me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
So I lost in. I made the playoffs in 2 out of 3. I
Mm-hmm.
lost in my loser one, and then in my league with cousin Andrew. So I beat Wayne, and I won from the afternoon games because I had Amari Cooper from Dallas who had 3 touchdowns, and I had someone else who went off. But anyway, it was close, and I was nervous, but I beat Wayne. So I go up against Joe,
Oh,
and Shane is still alive. And,
Good luck.
Shane is still alive. So if I win and Shane wins, it'll be me and Shane. But I gotta get past Joe. The only thing I have going for me against Joe is that the Saints are kind of
they're rocky.
dogging it right
Yeah,
now.
they're rocky.
They've lost a few the last 2 games. Or
Yeah.
no, they won last week, but they struggled.
Yeah.
And their offense hasn't been blown up like they were a few weeks before.
Yeah.
So maybe I'll do all right. We'll
Do
see.
I even ask? Because I fell asleep during the Minnesota game. No.
It was bad.
We don't talk about Minnesota.
It was pretty
They
bad.
fired their offensive coordinator.
They did.
Mm-hmm.
And they're
That just happened
fans,
today,
there's
actually.
some backlash because they paid Kirk Cousins a lot of money.
Was it $85 million guaranteed
A-
3
a-
years?
84. I don't think the whole thing was guaranteed, but
Okay, good.
they
They
paid him a
they
lot of
spent
money,
a
and
lot.
he hasn't done much better than
He
Case Keenum.
threw down the field a couple times, missed most of them, but he got a couple, and it was some good plays. But he was always throwing to Dalvin Cook. Thielen
Yeah.
and Diggs are your weapons.
He the thing about Kirk Cousins is he can put up numbers, but when it comes down to crunch time, he just doesn't deliver.
And that's the Vikings.
Pretty much.
Entirely. They can put up numbers, but you put them in crunch time, they're going to fail. They're going to
And-
fail.
They become the meme. Why can't I hold all these lines?
Well,
Yeah.
the other thing is their defense this year just isn't anything close to what it was last year.
Right? I don't know what's missing.
better than the
I don't know either
Panthers.
because they haven't had significant changes on defense that I'm aware of.
Yeah.
They're just not playing as well.
I
And
don't know.
Mike Zimmer, the head coach, is a defensive guy.
Yeah.
So I don't know what happened, but
They didn't do
they're on there's a chance they may not make the playoffs, which is really
right.
bad.
Yeah. Well, one touchdown wasn't their fault. That was an offensive touchdown. That was an interception or a fumble or whatever. It was a pick 6, I think.
Against the Seahawks?
Yeah. The Seahawks got a touchdown. It was their defense, so that wasn't the defense of
Oh,
Minnesota's
they
fault.
didn't give up a touchdown. is what you're
Right,
saying.
exactly. Minnesota's defense did not give up one of their touchdowns, I believe.
I get you.
I turned off the game once I saw the score. It was 21-0.
I
I was
had
like,
it-
I'm out.
I had it on and was
They got a
kinda
touchdown.
Half,
Well,
half
so what was
listening
the
to it.
score?
21-7.
21-7, yeah.
Yeah. Not horrible, but it was a low-scoring game for a while.
It really wasn't a very good game to watch.
For the
'cause
first
it
half,
was
at
just-
least,
There was
yeah,
just
and then
no,
it was-
no offense from either side.
Yeah.
But I do want to say one thing because I know we had our quarterback conversation last week in our group chat and everything. And I was watching the red zone, and the Chiefs are playing the Ravens.
Yeah.
Patrick Mahomes made a throw
Oh, that was highlighted.
I
I
could
didn't see
not
this.
believe
I didn't see this.
saw.
I did not see this.
So it was 4th and 9.
Oh,
And he's
wow.
sprinting to his right. And he chucks the ball back across his body to the other side of the field, 40 yards down the field, and his guy caught it.
What?
And even Tony Romo, who's calling the game, said there's only one other guy in this league that might be able to make that throw, and it's Aaron Rodgers. And being a Brett Favre fan, I saw Brett Favre roll out to his right. and
I've seen
throw-
Brett Favre do some amazing stuff.
He did throw back across his body and make, but I've never seen that I can remember a play like Patrick Mahomes made. It was just unbelievable.
Now, that was pretty awesome. I want to comment on Andrew's comment on Facebook.
I can't remember what
Tony
it was.
Romo is annoying. He tells. Okay, one time I was watching him. I have to mute every single announcer now because I hate Chris Collinsworth,
A lot
he's
of people
annoying.
do.
and I don't like Tony Romo.
Okay.
And CBS announcers, all of them are boring.
Yeah.
I'm not left with much.
I like Troy Aikman and Joe Buck.
Oh,
They're the,
Troy Aikman's fine.
They're the Fox guys.
He's fine. But Tony Romo, I was watching him one time, and he was like, no, you got to snap the ball, snap the ball, snap the ball. He was giving the announcements he was a head coach.
Sure.
He needs to shut up.
I get why you say that, but he is
so annoying.
on the A team, so
Good for him.
somebody thinks he's doing well.
Yeah, and I understand people he can call plays and stuff. Yeah, he can call plays, but he's not very.
He's a good.
He's not an easy listen.
He's a good color guy. He knows a lot, so he can
Yeah.
point out a lot of stuff about why it may have happened or whatever. Sometimes I think the things he says are annoying.
He's
for-
a little too opinionated.
well.
Like,
he
he
just
keeps his opinion pretty high.
He kind of just goes a little too far. Maybe not go too far, but he just doesn't hardly let up. It's just on and on and on.
Yeah.
So I've experienced that. It doesn't annoy me quite to the point that it annoys you, but I could see why you would find it annoying.
Right. So, what do you want to move on to next? Do we
I
still
want to talk about my Christmas party.
Oh, okay. That was on Saturday?
Yep.
Yeah, go ahead.
That you weren't invited to, right?
No, it's
No,
for
this
companies.
is just the company.
Yes, but I don't know too many company Christmas parties that
Oh, they do
This-
one with
not
the
allow
they do-
spouses.
This is just like a private just carrying get together. We do a bigger like family get together in January after everybody's back from vacations and yeah,
Mhm.
we do a bigger one. We
Yeah.
usually go to Crazy Pins and rent out a room and give us a whole bunch of free crap.
I got you.
And then do another gift exchange.
Mm.
But
No,
it's
not
just-
really
this
an
is just a
exchange. They do
private,
drawing or
personal
something.
one.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, anyways, at the place of establishment where I work, we closed at 2 p.m. on Saturday, and like I said, this was just a private carry-in. We had it at the at the actual place of establishment, which is a private building, by the way. And our lobby is very open to the public, like lots of big windows. Where you come in is a sliding door, but we have two entrances. We have the sliding door at the front that tells you the hours posted right there. We also have a back door that says exit
I
only.
think I know where this is going, but I'll go ahead.
We have a back door that says exit only. Okay. So after hours, we lock the doors.
Right.
All right. Well, we also have our party was supposed to start like between 2 and 2:30. It's now about 3. There's some people that are texting that are running late because they get off another job or something, or they're just running late. So we locked the back door or the other door, but sometimes you have to really like you have to pull that sucker for it to click, right? So anyways, we're all sitting down. We all have
I
our
really know where this is
Okay,
going.
Alex, you're just dragging this out a little
No,
longer
I'm trying to
than you
paint
need
the
to.
scene here because this was kind of intense. We're all sitting down in the lobby, right? And vulnerable is what I'm going to say. We're all sitting in a circle in chairs waiting on people. All of a sudden, some person that we don't know walks into the lobby. We're all sitting here with our little cups of cocoa, listening to Christmas music, bunch of freaking gifts just sitting out, and then this person comes in bundled up from head to toe like it's freaking like 20 degrees outside, and it was not that bad on Saturday, and goes, "Are you guys open?"
Yep, that's what I thought.
No, it's not what you think.
It gets worse.
It gets worse. And at first, I'm like, oh, great. This person probably thinks we're open. They're going to ask, like, oh, hey, can you take care of this for me, even though you guys are closed? That's what you think's going to happen. It's not.
Okay.
So what ended up happening was she goes on to say, oh, so you guys are closed? We're like, yeah, we're all closed. Everybody's like kind of like white face, like, what the heck do we do? Do we just tell this person to leave? Like, we figured she'd just be like, oh, okay, sorry, goodbye. She came in through the back door, by the way. After she had announced, by the way, this is how the conversation went. After she asked if we were open or closed. Oh, well, I guess this was just fate. See, here's the thing. My husband and I are new in town, and we're down the street in a motel, and we don't have enough money to get a hotel room. And we, even if you guys just all offer us like $1 a piece, I mean, looking around that should be enough. That should be enough to get us into a motel. I mean, if you don't believe me, I could show you the receipt. I don't know if this was just fate or not that I just, I walked down in your guys' Christmas party. There's just so happened to be a lot of you here. And I mean, just really just if $1, anything from each one of you would just be nice. And, I can get out of your hair kind of thing. And we're all kind of sitting around like, is this really just happening right now? And we have a stranger on the premises asking us for money. I'm looking around like a freaking paranoid freak with my anxiety looking behind me out the window to be like, waiting for her to be like, hey, I have these people in here. Get somebody else in here to get them in the safe.
Yeah.
And, and then she goes on to say like, you know what? Nobody's talking, by the way. We're all just kind of like awkwardly going.
Don't you have a manager or somebody there?
Well, our manager's there, and then a couple more higher ups are there, but we've never had the situation
so
happen
everybody's there just
no
staring
protocol.
at each other?
Well, it's
No
just
protocol.
we're all just kind of like.
Somebody has to take
Oh,
Well,
charge.
somebody did.
Yeah.
But it was just she kind of kept talking. It wasn't like a big awkward silence, but it was like nobody's talking. Everybody's kind of looking at each other like well, I mean, for one, we're not sitting there with our freaking wallets and stuff. We're in the lobby. All of our stuff is in, like, the back.
Right.
Like, you just expect us all to just, like, get up and file out or
I don't
what?
think she cares as long as she gets the money.
So, yeah, and that's kind of what she was. And she was staring, like, everybody. And this thing was rehearsed.
Yeah.
Like, this was not some, like, hey, I'm off the street and I like this true story. This was a no stuttering, like, straight on. She had this thing marked to a T what she was going to say.
So
And
what
then
happened?
what ended up happening is she said the other thing that gave it away and was kind of like, well, then why the hell did you come in to where you're at? Was she's like, I even looked at the door and saw that you guys were closed, but I saw a back door, so I pulled on it and it was open. And it's fate that I walked in here on your guys' Christmas party and there's
She said fate a lot.
Yeah, she's like and said this, and then finally one of the higher ups ended up going, let me see what I can do for you. Let's go over here, and then takes her into the office. She said, all I need is $30 is what she was asking for.
It's not for a motel.
No. So anyways, and she kept saying, all I need is $30. That's all I need. Even $1 from each one of you. And there was about 30 of us. So, anyway, so she gets up, takes her away. We're all kind of quiet and we're all like waiting. I'm like, everybody's on their phone, like about to call 911. And there's a few ladies at work that carry. And the thing is we're all in the lobby, all of our shit's not with us. So we're all like looking around like, what the hell do we do? Do we go back and we check on her? Like, sure enough, she comes back. She tugs the door shut and we're all like, all right, so what happened? She's like, so you know what? I gave her $30.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. This is what at every place I've ever worked, this is what you're supposed to do. You have a stranger on the premises. They're asking for money. You give them what they want.
I guess.
Okay. So, and if something escalates, then you do something about it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we had a stranger on the premises, breaking the rules here, asked for money. She gave her what she wanted. She didn't ask for any more. She politely left. We watched her walk across the street over to the restaurant/bar.
Mm-hmm.
So, and the other thing we said was, hey, good luck to her. Hopefully she's not using it for anything. We hope she's not.
Mm-hmm.
And hopefully she goes down the street to a motel. Where I work at, there is a lot of places that she could have walked into to ask money. She claimed she walked all the way down the street from this motel. It's supposed to be all the way down here. Found our establishment, just so happened to walk into our establishment, onto our party, and asked for $30.
Should have been eyeballing or something. I don't know.
And this woman was like, I just need $1 from like each one of you. So, I mean, it was scary. And then it got us to all think about, like, what would have happened if we didn't? What would have happened? Like, she was probably in her 30s, mid-30s.
Fun.
But it was just, like, it shook everybody up, like, wow, we didn't have, like, any defense whatsoever. She could have instantly said, hey, they're closed. I know nobody else is here. They're all in the lobby. Come get them.
Yeah.
So, guess what's coming up in our next staff meeting tomorrow?
Security protocols.
Well, that's the thing. We weren't working. Like we all have stations, and if something were to happen, we know what to do when something happens in each station. But we were all we were in a secluded small area. So I'm like, well, maybe we're not having our parties.
That
anymore.
that kind of situation kind of incentivized higher security where I work.
Well, that's the thing too. We have a bunch of security cameras.
Oh yeah.
So the other thing that made me think, I was like, wow, all of our crap was in the back where she was at. Did she
steal?
Did she steal anything? She didn't. But one of the girls by the window said that she'd saw her looking kind of suspicious, and she was eyeballing her. She was looking out the window. She's like, yeah, I saw her walk up, and she walked up to the sliding door and saw that we were closed and walked to the back and came in.
Wow. Yeah.
And I was like, oh, it was scary. And I'm like, really? Are you serious? It's Christmas time, so you thought you could just come in and just do this? That's where it's come down to. And where I work, there's a bunch of quote unquote homeless people or people asking for money.
Sure.
So it was just a very odd, very kind of intense, awkward situation that I had never been into. And I was like, and so for one, that's a podcast topic, and for two, that's probably going to be the highlight for the next 10 years.
Oh yeah, there, yeah. Right.
Anything crazy like that ever happened to you guys at any kind of?
I already told mine. Like what I just said.
Or like an employee lashing out or anything like that happen at any of your previous jobs?
Yeah.
Probably, but I can't think of anything offhand.
Like for me, like if we've had strangers walk into my office and we're like, yeah, this is not a public establishment. So yeah, we now have a full
Say,
locking system.
say, is your door locked?
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Now it's like
yeah, they
full
have
on.
a
You
they have
can't
a controlled
get
entrance, and then
controlled
there's
entrances now.
there's also like security cameras. And
Oh
stuff.
yeah.
Mhm.
So I was like, yeah, this is something that need to be implemented. So, yeah, that's about it. Brett, do you want to move on to your car story?
Sure.
Before we do some
So-
funny stuff here.
Got up this morning and I was on my way to donate plasma, which I do, and I am turning right to go down the road to turn into the place, and I lose my power steering, which
Oh, I've had that happen with the
That's-
Cobalt.
That
sucks.
sucks.
It sucks.
You don't even realize what the computer does for you until you lose it.
No. Mm-mm.
and especially the faster you're going, the easier it is. But if you gotta slow down to make a turn,
It's like,
you are cranking. It's like a friggin' mast on a pirate ship.
God
Yes.
dang. So is that what
So-
went
I
out?
had that happen on the Cobalt going downhill, but slowly braking, and then it was like as I was turning it, it went out, and I flipped out, and I was taking my arms like this
Oh, man.
to try to get it over. And no
Yeah.
joke, not even a week before that happened, we got the issue in the mail that the Cobalt power steering was being recalled.
Yep.
Not even joking.
So we had free repairs on that.
So I made it to the place where I donate to park and thought, crap, what am I going to do now? So I called the place where I normally take my car, do all the maintenance, and I'm like, I lost my power steering. Can you get me in today if I head down there now? He's like, yeah, bring it in. We'll take a look at it. I said, okay. So I get back on the road. I go down a little ways, and now it won't even accelerate past about 30
Ooh,
miles per hour. So I'm like, well, I ain't making it down to Bern, which is where I go. It's about 45 minutes away.
that's a long drive.
So I turn off again, and I sit there. I'm like, I could have it towed, but what am I going to do here? So I just consider my options, look up a place to tow. So I drive back, and I make it to the Meyer parking lot, which is across from where I donate.
Mm-hmm.
And there is a Ford dealership, which I drive a Ford, just a little ways away. So I'm like, well, I could walk down there because I don't really want to drive it on a busy road.
No, and that's a very busy area.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I start walking, and I get halfway there, and I'm like, wait a minute. I have roadside assistance through my car insurance.
Yeah.
So I'm like, well, heck, I'll go back and try that. So I go back to my car, and I call that in, and it said ETA is about 45 minutes. So I sit there, and he showed up in 20.
Oh, good.
So, and I had to classify it as a dead battery because they didn't let you put in your own comments. There was certain things that they cover.
Mm-hmm.
So I put in dead battery because my battery light was on.
Mm-hmm.
So he gets there, I pop the hood. He's hooking up his machines. He's showing that the battery doesn't have a lot of juice and the alternator's not holding a lot. So he looks a little closer, and I'm no mechanic, but
No.
the belt came off of the pulley that runs the alternator, which charges your battery. So the belt either broke or just popped off. Maybe there's a problem with the pulley. Fortunately, we were very near a car service place, so I drove it quickly over there, and they got it in and fixed that. That's the first part of the story.
Yeah.
So obviously they couldn't get it in right then, so it was going to take most of the day. So my first thought is, well, how am I going to get home? Ooh, I'll call Alex. She's not doing anything. She's
Never
off
on a
Wednesdays.
Wednesday.
I'm
Yeah.
never working
She's
Wednesdays.
off Wednesdays. So I call her, and she doesn't answer, which I was pretty sure was going to happen because it was like 11:30. I'm like, well, she's probably up by
So
now.
you want to know the ironic thing about that?
Sure.
As you were calling, I had to look something up in my phone,
Well, I noticed.
and it
'cause
was like as
Is that
I
why
grabbed.
you messaged so quickly?
Yes, as I grabbed
Oh.
my phone, like I was in doing a procedure, and I had to grab it for something to look something up, and I grabbed my phone and was like, "Why the hell is Brett calling me?" But I had like muted it real quick, so it was ringing, and I didn't have it on.
Yeah.
I for some reason I didn't have it on vibrate, and then I quickly said, "Hey, I'm working. What the hell's going on?"
So which I didn't know. So I went to our group chat and I tagged you and said, I need some help.
Yeah.
And Josh came back and said she's working, and that's when you said that, which I thought was odd too that she answered
Yeah.
that fast because
Yeah.
she never answers that
Right,
fast
exactly.
ever.
Just so happened to be I had my hand on
Yeah.
my phone.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I was like, well, that's not an option. So I text cousin Andrew and see if he was working in town, which he does now, and he wasn't today. So I'm like, shoot. So I don't know what I'm gonna do. and then I was like, I could always Uber home, which I don't want to do because say what you will about Uber, it still costs money.
It does.
So I went ahead and Ubered, and I got, his name was Larry. He's an elderly gentleman, but one thing you don't want to see when your Uber pulls up is a big dent in one of his quarter panels.
Oh no!
Ooh.
But he showed up in a white pickup, and I was looking because you can pull up kind of their profile.
Yeah.
He's done like 9,000 rides.
Wow.
So I had an experienced guy.
Nice.
So, and he's been doing it like 3.5 years.
Alex, I wonder if that's the same guy that gave us a ride home last New Year's.
The white truck guy.
Yeah.
Is it a white Dodge pickup?
It was,
Yeah, I believe so. Well, I mean, I don't remember because I
she
was
was
drugged.
Do you remember his name?
No.
Okay.
I wonder if you can go to your
I know
tab.
Josh said that he was like really nice and
Well, he
had this big
was.
white pickup.
The thing is about it, we did not say one word.
That's he only talked to us because I was talking
Yeah,
to
it was
him.
like he was
Yeah.
talking. And
I
then
talked to my
that was the guy
Uber.
that he was really nice, and I said I wasn't feeling good, and Josh said that he automatically pulled over and gave me whatever time I needed to puke, and
Yep.
Sure.
Yep.
yeah.
He I welcomed the silence because I didn't really want to talk.
No, you can sit. This is weird. You can sit in a room, not even realize it's awkward ever because you're a quiet person yourself and you mind your own business. Like I have realized this. I can sit in a room with you and almost not even know you're there.
Oh, if I don't have anything to
If
say,
you don't,
I don't talk.
exactly.
And I'm not good at small talk.
Nah. You just
No,
got
because it just ends and then
Which
it's
is-
awkward. So I'd much rather if you don't have anything to say, then just you don't have to talk.
It is kind of awkward when the conversation is like it's done and you can't
And-
think of anything else to add. You're just
No.
like,
I would much rather sit in silence than have that like awkward pause in between trying to start up more.
and then one of you has to start up another one. It's
yeah,
just always
I would
happens.
much rather just mind my own business.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
So I get home, and then just the rest of the day, I was just anxious in my own apartment because I don't know what's going on with my
That's-
car.
Yeah.
I can't go anywhere if I
I get
need
that
to.
same feeling.
I just hate it.
When I'm missing something, I have to find it. Alex knows this now. Like I have to locate what it is that's wrong and fix it. Same thing was happening for like a month and a half straight. Our computer was messing up, and I was getting so anxious. Just like this needs to be fixed, and I know how to do it, but I can't do it right now. So I'm the same way.
So then I got the call, and they fixed it, and you picked me up after work and took me back, and thank you for that.
Yeah, no problem.
And that was it.
Luckily, traffic was not that bad.
No,
Like,
it really wasn't.
it was okay. It was okay. Even coming to get you, like when I was on Washington Center, it was fine. It was just it was fine, and I couldn't believe it. It wasn't stop and go. I got through both lights, Alex. You know both lights I'm
Yes.
talking about
Mm-hmm.
during rush hour.
Yes.
Yeah, it was
That's
fine.
surprising.
I got through both of them. It was fine. Yeah. So that was your day.
Oh, which by the
Yeah.
way, Brett, I was going to tell you about the poopy hat.
Uh-huh.
That was my gift
White
exchange.
ear. Okay.
My white
So-
elephant, by the way.
Also, I want to ask about Christmas decorations. So I asked last week if y'all were putting up a Christmas tree, and you know what you said to me?
Something about we're doing it this weekend.
You said maybe this weekend, and silently to myself, I thought they're not doing it this weekend.
What's this?
That is not the tree
That
I'm
is a
talking
Christmas
about.
tree.
It is a Christmas tree.
It's
And
not
I
the
did
one I'm
erect it and
talking
plug it in.
about. You know which one I'm talking about.
I know which one you're talking about, but I'm not wrong.
You're not wrong, and I'm not wrong.
We're
So
both
in
not
other
wrong.
words, you didn't put up the tree you normally put up, and are you going to?
You know what we did? I don't know.
It's kind of late now. There's one weekend left before the weekend before Christmas.
Well, I know what's going to happen is we're going to put it up. It's going to stay up till fucking April.
Probably.
Like we always do.
Yeah.
Like we
No,
should
if
put
anything, all right, you know what I think we should do? We're going to hang some lights right here, and we're going to hang some lights in our bedroom, and then that'll be it.
and you can
Oh,
leave those
actually, you know what? I like it when we do the lights around the downstairs sliding door.
up. Mm-hmm.
That's going to be it. I think that'll
Good
be
mood
our
lighting.
Yeah, I just don't feel like
The tree's a mess. Our cats are getting old. If
Yeah.
we have too many decorations too. Like we have our
yeah,
tree is
stop
small.
buying us decorations.
No,
please.
no. Don't. I love ornaments. I love it. We just need to get a bigger tree.
Do you have room for a bigger tree?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean,
we
our
only
tree
own
is
a 5-foot tree.
yeah. Our tree
6 foot
is
tree, 6 foot.
is 6 feet tall, but it's
It's not that wide.
very skinny.
Yeah, it is.
Very skinny. It needs to have more branches.
Which we'll get. Now,
It's a runt.
we have had this question, real or plastic. We go plastic because I just don't see the
You have
need.
to
Yeah.
anymore.
But let's move on to $1 Million Butt, guys.
Let's
do
play
it.
a game.
Let's do it. Let's play a game. Want to play a game? Now, I have done 5 scenarios here. Now, what $1 Million But is a game from Rooster Teeth, their own copyright.
Yes.
But it is a brilliant game to get a conversation going, and you just wonder how well you know each other. So what it is it's kind of like Cards Against Humanity, apples to apples, same exact
Same
thing.
rules, pretty much.
You pick up a card, you do a scenario. Normally we'd do this our own, where everyone else would have their own scenario. But I have hand-selected some scenarios that would
Starts up a conversation.
get you into some interesting stuff. So, $1 Million But every time you curse,
Uh-oh.
No.
random
Exactly.
objects stick to you.
Oh, I hate things sticking to me.
Sticky is the worst.
Well, how do they
Sticky
stick?
and wet.
We have
There's no residue, you know.
It sticks
It's,
to you.
you know,
It's
that's
like
okay.
static
That
electricity.
I've never had something. Yeah, static electricity is the only thing I can. But you feel
you feel it.
You feel the connection. Like I just have not ever had something just randomly stay on me. Like
Is it as long as you can remove it with minimal effort? Then I say sure.
it doesn't get. See, that's the thing. These leave so many open-ended things.
Yes,
Now,
they do.
none of these scenarios, I want the answer. I'll just pay money to never do this one thing ever again. You can't do that.
Okay.
You have to live your average life.
So pretty much every time I Twitch stream, everything,
Yeah.
some random objects are going to get stuck to
I mean,
me.
you wouldn't mind whatever.
Hey, that would make me a really fun Twitch streamer.
Yeah.
Like,
It's
hey,
stuck.
let's get Alex to curse. Watch this. He's like, Alex, you're a bimbo. What the fuck?
I can't remove my headset. So would you do it? Would you get $1 million?
Yeah.
Now, Brett, you used to curse a lot.
I still do.
I think he
depending
still
on the
does. He just-
situation.
I guess so.
I think
yeah.
he does a good job at holding back.
Get you drinking, playing Gears. You can be a sailor. Get you drinking in general.
I'm gonna
I
say
don't-
get you drinking in general.
Yeah, but I don't do that much.
You're fun
anymore.
at parties.
Yes.
Or play Overcooked with me driving.
That's
Drop
true.
my fucking mushroom.
That's still one of my favorite clips ever.
We have to watch that when we get done with the podcast.
Oh man, would you do it, Alex?
I think I would, honestly.
Yeah,
I
I
hate
think
being
so.
sticky, but $1 million, I could really use $1 million.
I could too, yeah. All right. $1 Million But every time you buy something, you have to rub ghost peppers on your genitals.
Nope. That's a quick nope.
Yeah, no.
That's a
no,
quick nope.
no thanks.
I don't care how much money you give me.
We don't even need to discuss that.
Oh, wait,
No,
what was the
that's-
first thing? Every time you buy something?
Every
Yep.
ti-
I
Well,
buy something
hey.
every day.
I'm
I
gonna,
do.
I'm gonna pull it though. I have $1 million. You don't need to buy. Wait, no, because
You
then
have
no,
to.
no,
You
no,
can't
no,
say
no, wait,
that.
wait,
You
wait,
have
wait.
to. You
No,
have to buy groceries. You have to. You have to.
Well, I buy something, or do I make somebody buy
But
something?
it's with your money. You're buying it. Yeah, you're screwed.
It's
You.
open to interpretation.
Yeah.
I think.
Literally,
There is a
screwed by a
loophole.
hot pepper.
Nope.
Ghost
Wouldn't do it.
pepper.
Wouldn't do it.
Nope.
I don't think so.
You're not
Nope.
even supposed to get that shit in your mouth in the first place. Why the hell did you even think
To put it anywhere
to
near.
put it anywhere near your private parts?
Could you? Excuse me.
Could you?
I'm very sorry. That
I'm
came
watching
right
a video.
out.
I'm watching a video right now to see like what that's gonna look like. Could you?
Could you imagine? I'm just done. I'm done there. That's it. This is the PTO Unlimited podcast. Thanks for joining us.
totally sound like you cracked right there.
Well, I burped in the microphone. It's one of the things
I think it's
that's
coming
one of the
out here.
number one
It's coming.
things. It's right there.
Yep, there it is. We're a little bit ahead of this YouTube episode, so
I want
That's
to.
great.
he was like, "Oops." So anyway,
Okay.
Oh.
Next one.
next one.
When you lose a sock, happens to me very often. Okay, $1 Million But when
Oh,
you
great.
lose a sock,
Yep.
both of your arms dislocate.
Oh God. Hey, you know what? You're probably wanting me to say sure because that would make me keep our socks together for once.
Okay, yes, that's a scenario. Okay, first of all, have you ever dislocated anything?
I don't think so.
I have felt like it.
I can dislocate my arm right now.
Just don't do it.
Okay.
You can there's dislocate, but then you just put it back in, right?
Oh no, I could.
Josh.
I can't watch.
Okay, I'm not gonna do it. I don't want to.
I kind of want to see it.
You want to see it?
No, I don't want to see it.
All right, I want to see.
Just watch. Right,
Yeah.
right there.
That's not dislocating your arm.
Okay, put your finger right there.
Bullshit. Oh, that's not dislocating your arm. No.
That is.
No, it's not.
That is. I'm pulling it out of its socket.
So no, actually, all you're doing.
I can dislocate my finger.
Yeah, that's disgusting. All right, Brett, we're done. No, that's not dislocating.
Well, I can
your
dislocate
arm.
my finger.
So
I can still do that.
There's a muscle here.
Check that out. Yeah.
There's a muscle. You're just pulling it. You're actually not physically dislocating. You do know that this is a ball and socket joint, right?
Uh-huh.
So if you dislocate it, that is taking your ball out of your socket, and you have to. Most of the time, you have to be sedated to get that crap back in there.
Oh yes.
So
this
you're not dislocating. People can dislocate like their fingers and something popping back in easily. This is a huge ball and socket.
Brett's not enjoying any
Sorry,
of this.
Brett. This is a really big ball and socket joint. There's no way that you've fully dislocated it.
Okay.
You've
so
stretched it.
I'm gonna guess you're not gonna do this, Brett.
I don't think so.
Do you lose
Although
socks?
I will say that
I think you would go
I
barefoot.
almost never lose socks.
Okay.
So would you take it?
Probably still, I wouldn't risk it.
I think you would just go barefoot.
You know what? We would
Oh,
just go over
for
to Brett's
the-
house and be like, let's fuck
I
with
mean,
Brett.
like like for the rest of my life.
Burn
or?
all of your socks. Buy a pair or two.
Hey.
Wash them every day.
No.
My
Go
dad,
barefoot the rest of your
my
life.
dad has an easy.
I
He's been
gather
doing
them.
this. He's been doing this his whole
I
adult
pair
life.
'em. I pair them.
When he takes off socks to put them in the hamper, he clothespins them together
Oh, I don't. I just roll it together.
to be sure that. Well, I mean, that's what you do.
Yeah.
He does this because he doesn't like losing socks, or can't. If you get done with the wash, you can't find one.
Yeah.
That's what he does.
I just had this habit that I created when I was in high school. I got tired of losing my stuff, so I was like, I do it all the time now.
I do that when I'm putting them away,
Oh yeah.
but not in the wash.
Well, no. So Josh has this is how I know if socks are clean or dirty with him. He completely folds them inside out on top of each other. Completely. Not just a little bit hanging out. Like completely rolls them up into a ball stuck together. That means they're dirty. If they're only slightly tucked,
Means
then
they're
it's clean.
Which would
If
be
the booties
opposite.
are still filling, if
The
the booties are
booties?
like the booty part, the actual like toe part
Okay.
is sticking out, then they're clean.
Yeah.
If they're completely rolled up,
Oh, I see what you mean.
yeah, then they're no. Then it's a no.
Just try to hold the stink together. I mean, my feet don't really.
You don't have stinky feet.
No, I really don't.
No,
I don't know if
you
I
just-
have
you don't
stinky
stink.
feet, but my feet do sweat.
Oh, everybody sweats.
And if they're, I try to wear shoes with ventilation, like mesh ventilation, as
Mhm.
much as possible.
Yeah.
You don't have stinky feet.
Would you do this though?
No.
No.
Next.
I don't
No.
think I would either.
No.
I mean, that's too much pain. That's
Yeah.
too much pain to put yourself through.
No.
I mean, first, these are very painful scenarios.
So far, yeah.
All right. $1 million butt. When you climax,
Oh god.
Whoa.
I can't believe we're taking it to this level.
you barf in your mouth.
Okay, well, let's see. We're married. Do you mind?
Go ahead. What are you saying?
Said we're married, so really.
Oh, I thought you were going to tell a story.
No. I was like,
Do you mind?
do you mind? There you go. There's our.
I got it.
There's
there's
the title.
There's the title. Do
I
you
was going
mind?
to say that, or what did you say before you said excuse me?
I don't even know. That was kind of a shock.
Well,
Could you excuse me?
oh.
Oh, okay.
That's what I meant.
Anyways, so $1 million, but when you climax,
I thought you were going to tell a story about.
no, you barf in your mouth. So
Do
barf,
you-
barf in your mouth meaning like, is this like?
Like the
like
whole thing, or is
yeah.
it just kind of like the
You
know how when you
ever just
burp,
do the,
when you burp?
Yeah, if it's
But-
just like a
Yeah.
little like upchuck, is that okay?
Yeah,
or
that's
is
just
this
barf
like
in
a
your
full
mouth.
like you barf in your mouth, you have to spit it out?
in Austin Powers, I just threw up in my mouth. Yeah, exactly the same thing.
Just a small one.
Just a-
Well, I know, but
Give him a
there's-
small burp.
There is a difference between like like some acid reflux and you have
Say-
like a little bit come up to like
You can
I
learn to
threw
live with
up in
that.
my mouth and I have to go spit it
You
out.
can twist this however you want.
I was
$1 million butt. When you climax, you barf in your mouth.
You get some really nasty ulcers.
Oh, absolutely. Wait, if you have a sex addiction,
Not necessarily sex addiction.
think of your teeth.
What if you want to go and be on your own for a little bit?
Go ahead.
You do realize that females are known to
Yeah.
more than once, right?
So it's kind of like in Family Guy when they drink the Ipecac.
Yes.
I don't want it anymore.
I don't want it anymore.
That's a great scene.
I don't want it anymore.
Oh, that's a classic. It's
But
classic.
you know what I mean, right?
Yeah.
So that would mean like that's no fair because unless you're some kind of guy that has magic powers, that
What are you trying to say here?
You can use
words.
You can
We're all
use
adults.
the
This is an
adult
adult-rated
words.
show.
this is weird to talk about. We talked about worse things.
the three of us have talked about everything imaginable. Maybe not on the air.
No.
So
But,
we're live on YouTube, right?
yes, we are.
Hi,
Okay.
Mom.
Hi, Mom. So when this happens, I'm just gonna say no. I mean, you brought up the teeth thing, and we're like, head deep in debt with our freaking dental work right
Hey, $1
now.
million.
$1 million is not gonna fix our
You know
teeth.
what? Yes, it will.
Yes, it will.
You put implants in.
And then it gets
Those
rotted
don't
away by
Mm-mm.
acid.
Nah, mouthwash.
Do you know how bad your stomach acid will eat away at things?
Yeah, I do.
Just gotta mouthwash.
Just don't climax.
Well, I don't know if that's.
My God, can you imagine if we were all single?
What?
What about
What
it?
is this?
If we were all single and we weren't with each other.
What are you saying?
This is going no.
All right.
Like, all right, meaning if I was single and I was like not with Josh and I was dating and like let's just say
Are you saying-
hypothetically I put myself out there and I went, hold on a second, I have to excuse myself
Oh,
before it happens to go to the bathroom.
that is not where I thought that was going.
I don't know where she was going with that. I was waiting.
There's just so many weird scenarios going through my head right now, and
I
all of them end
thought-
badly.
I thought you were suggesting that
Yeah?
single people would be having a lot more sex
Yeah.
than married people, and as the single person here, I would say that's not true.
You can. But
Yeah,
it's-
Josh thinks so.
No. Whether or not
He
single.
let out
no,
an
no,
eh.
no, no, no,
He
no,
let
no.
out an eh.
Stop that.
Like
Stop
he
that.
disagreed.
This
He
is
let
not
out an eh. I heard it. You heard it. They
I
heard
saw
it. You heard
in
it.
his face.
what I meant by that is
Mhm.
it is statistically proven.
Uh-huh.
I don't know the statistics on it. That's why I was like, I don't
Josh.
know if a single person has more sex than a married person.
I'm talking
It's-
about the people at this table.
If you're talking about the people at this table, okay. I was talking about statistically in general. That's all. It's okay. Now, I'm not talking about whether or not we are. That's something else. Why are you looking at me like? Can we not?
Well, we know that Brett's not with anybody. You went,
I don't know what he
What
does
I-
on his
what,
own time.
What I took that to mean is, if the three of us were single, he would be having a lot of sex, whereas we maybe not be.
Wait, am I
wait, where'd you get that?
a slut?
Yeah, I was like, is he a slut?
That's from what I said and how he responded. That's what I took it to mean.
Oh, as in I think I'm.
Oh,
As in,
okay.
you think you
I'm
would be
no.
mailing someone, weekly.
Do you think I could do that?
He looks at me. He looks at me, not you. He looks at me.
Okay,
do you
well-
think, do you
I
think I could be a
Well,
slut?
it depends
As
on what he
someone
means.
Who
Dude,
knows?
Josh, like, am I slut material right here? Like, oh my God.
Am I slut material?
Do you think I can do that?
Do you think?
Do you think?
Are you
okay.
asking if you think he meant would he morally be able to do it, or if he could actually get the women interested?
I
to do
wasn't
it?
thinking morally. I was thinking, like, the way.
Are the women interested? Do you think I could?
Well, of
That's
course, I'm going to
that's
say yes. I'm
on
your
the
wife.
spot question.
Well, okay. Yeah, it is on the spot. That's
Yeah,
why
and I'm
asking.
going to say yes because I think you're the hottest man in the world.
Aw.
So,
Okay, but in general, I mean, I don't know. I don't know if I would.
turn your face. No, towards Brett. I'm not in this conversation. Brett, do you think Josh is slut material?
I can't comment on that.
I mean, we can
Okay.
take this to YouTube. We've got a few people watching. Is Josh slut material?
Okay.
Let's
A
answer the
strange
question here, I guess.
conversation.
I'm gonna. Can I take like?
We got to get out of here, Alex. We have one more.
Fine. I'm gonna say no.
I'm going to
Brett.
say, he said, I don't know.
Did
if
you
he
say yes?
Yeah, I probably would.
I probably
All right,
would.
ladies. Be warned.
Mm,
Brett may puke on you.
but it's not, he's not getting this offer right now. This is a scenario.
No, this is based on things that will never happen, right?
All right,
Or
let's do
good.
it right now.
What?
Let's use this
Go
scenario.
ahead.
Let's do it right now.
Let's use the scenario as Josh is presenting $1 million to you right now. Right now. That is the question. $1 million right now, Brett.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
No. Josh, what's your
Oh,
answer?
my goodness.
Yes.
Yes?
Oh, my
Yeah.
goodness.
You want to know why?
Why?
Because I don't get multiples.
Yeah, but you get multiples multiple times. Or
Are you talking about?
What?
just
You
we're
mean
done.
multiples in the sense of every time he does it?
Yes.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
meaning he's going to. Okay.
I could hold off.
Okay. All right, we're done. We're done.
All right.
We're done.
So next one, last one. $1 million but every time you hear a car honk, you pass the world's stinkiest fart. I think we've had that. ending.
Wait.
We've
Every
had
time
fart
what?
questions before.
We have. Every time you hear a car honk, you pass the world's stinkiest fart.
Yeah, I've smelled the world's
I'd
stinkiest
have
fart, and I
to-
about threw up, so I'm gonna say no.
As a single person, I would say no because you never know who you're with and if a horn's going to go off. You know,
I hear car horns all the
if
time.
you're trying to make an impression.
Oh my gosh! What was the end of the question?
You pass the world's stinkiest fart.
Like you pass
You
the
do,
world.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you meant like, all right, this is how I thought about it in my head.
Like you smell it, like
Yes,
somebody
like
else
you,
did it?
like you're every time you hear a car horn, like you're in your car, you pass the world's stinky, like
No,
you pass
it's-
in your car.
You fart the world's stinkiest fart.
Yeah.
Sure,
Yeah.
I say you guys.
I'd say
should.
yes. I'm
Yeah.
like, I don't care.
I don't care.
Josh would be like, smell this one. Just wait a
You
second.
would blame it on the dog.
Layla, are you kidding? I'd be like, Layla's dead.
But you wouldn't do it.
I would.
wouldn't, no.
I would. And wow,
I would
you
want
have,
to, but
You have denied a lot of scenarios tonight.
Uh-huh.
I don't think you said yes to just the climaxing one.
Well, the other ones were painful,
Yeah.
No
Yeah.
ghost peppers on the genitals, that's for sure.
right?
All right. So I think it's time we got out of here, right?
Yeah, we got it.
Alex?
Yeah, and well, you got one more thing to do.
No, what? No, it doesn't need to be tonight. No, it's fine. It's
Okay.
fine. Yeah. That's after. That's after. It's just a real quick thing that I'll say at the end. I just need a reminder of that. Alex, you want to talk about your Twitch?
So yes, hey, after this conversation that we just had, hey, if you'd like to hear some of the fantastic conversations me and my friends have while we're gaming,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
pretty similar. So sometimes it's a bit more raunchy than the podcast. But anyways, if you would like to watch me game, chat with me while I'm gaming, possibly game with me, I am at twitch.tv/cute_kitty. That is KUTEKITTI. Give me a follow. I give you a shout out.
Yep.
Hey, follow me on my YouTube too.
Oh,
It's
yes.
Cute Kitty.
Yes.
Did
Cute
you
Kitty.
guess?
Yeah. And
And my Instagram. It's Cute Kitty.
what's your Twitter?
My Twitter?
Yeah.
At Cute Kitty.
Yeah.
Cute_kitty.
Yeah.
You did that out of segment.
Yeah, I do.
That's fine.
I know.
She'll do it again.
Hey, it's
but
Cute Kitty.
we've been playing Call of Duty. A lot of Call of Duty. Alex got #1 again.
Dude, I got #1. Guess, you know, and there's no argument here. There's no argument. Who got #1?
But
Who? Josh? Who
you
got?
did.
I got #1.
But it was with me, and I ate it, and I helped you.
Oh, I don't know about
no,
that.
no, he did.
Did you see the video?
I do give
No,
him
no,
credit.
no. What I mean is, I don't know if that's credit
I give him
To
some
me at
credit.
all? I
to Alex.
to Alex. Well, she killed a lot of people in this
I
match.
did.
That's
I
fine,
did.
but
It's the best match
it was
ever.
a boosted #1. Sounds like to me.
I don't know. Well,
if you see the clip, you'll be like, no, I got #1.
well, I wasn't there. I wasn't there at the end,
Yeah, he was
Oh.
not
so
there
it
at
was
the end.
completely her.
I thought you meant you were #2 and
No,
he killed
he-
you.
The
he
guy
helped.
she killed me first, but he was on. It was farther away.
Yeah,
Okay.
we split up at the end.
Yeah.
So I went to go hunt for the last person that killed him.
Yep.
Because I killed all the others, and then I came hunting around. Josh's like, "There's one person left." I'm like, "Oh, there is."
Yeah.
I thought I was gonna die for a second.
When
you
you
can see it in the
get
clip
down
too.
to the last few numbers, your heart rate. Oh.
Oh,
It's rough.
I realized when I watch the clips now, I become such a bitch to Josh. Like I'm just like, Josh, shut up, I can't hear.
Yeah.
Josh, be quiet.
Wow.
Oh, that's fine.
Like even
That's
at
fine.
the clip I made, like I'm not the bitchy part of it, but I go, Josh, I need you to do exactly what you're doing, which is stay quiet.
Because I will talk at the most opportune moment.
Yes, he will. And because in Call of Duty Blackout, you can hear people moving,
Yeah.
like very, very slight. And I needed to be able to hear that. And I am like Josh and I call it. I am orange juice. Like I'm super concentrated.
She's
like
concentrating.
yeah. So I'm super orange juice at this moment. Like I'm totally bringing up like
Why
I
don't
made
you
my own
just-
millennial slang right here. I'm
Why don't
super
you
orange
just
juice.
break it down and call it OJ?
No, orange juice sounds better.
So she's orange juice.
I'm
right
totally
now.
orange juice. Well, Josh, if I'm not talking, Josh will be like, "Are you orange juice?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm total."
I have to make sure that her
Super
mic's
orange
not
juice.
off or she's not doing something.
So, anyways, I got number 1. It was amazing. If you want to go and check out the clip, it's titled "The Happy Dance." I think is what it's called.
It's also on your Twitter.
It's also on my Twitter. It was a lot of fun. I did a great job.
Keep going.
What?
Keep going
Keep going.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm done.
with
Yeah.
the plugs in.
Yep. So without further ado, guys, it is time to plug it in, which I've typed out new plugs. So,
Oh, cool.
yep. So if you are listening to or watching us, we want to thank you so much for joining us. We are on over 15 different audio podcast apps. Just so you know, our most notable places are Spotify, SoundCloud, iTunes, Spreaker, iHeartRadio, and Radio Public, to name a few.
What are you doing?
On those apps, she was mouthing.
I noticed.
On those apps, you will find our back catalog of nearly 150 episodes of PTO. Now, that's not just our standard podcast; it's also our aftercast and
Which
our
we haven't
special
done
episodes.
one in a long time.
Yes, we haven't, but we haven't had a topic.
By
that
the
we
way,
can...
I had an idea about that, but I will wait until we're off air.
Okay, we will discuss that. If you are watching us on YouTube, I just want to let you know that you're awesome, and thanks for watching us and sticking through the entire episode and commenting if you have. Shout out to you guys.
Yes, thank you for all your comments on YouTube.
You rock.
Thank you.
If you want to catch our show, if you are just listening to us, you can catch our YouTube show every Wednesday at 7:50 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is when we're live on there. Otherwise, you can just check out our audio episode afterwards. And we thank you for everything that you do for us as well, and this podcast, watching, sharing, following, everything. If you didn't show you liked us, we wouldn't keep doing it. So keep doing what you're doing and spreading the love of our podcast. If you want to follow us on social media, we are on Facebook, which is facebook.com/PTOUnlimited. Instagram is PTOUnlimited_podcast. And we are on Twitter, which is @PTOUnlimited. You can catch us live on those apps at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every Wednesday for our precast meeting. In our meeting, you can join us and our fans and give us topics. You want to hear our opinions on what you like? Just send us a shout. Just let us know. Just join us. If you want to follow me on Twitter, I am @Lemke619.
Brett_Wings.
Cute_kitty.
Okay.
I have a final note.
Who?
I don't know if you wanted to get to it this week.
You have a final note, Brett?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I finished Tomb Raider.
You did? Am I going to love it?
I don't know. I mean,
No spoilers, but am I going to love it?
I think you'll like it. Yeah.
Yeah.
The story, I've said the whole time I've been playing, it's just not that interesting. The set pieces, the
graphics,
so much better than Rise of the Tomb Raider, in my opinion. The final boss is easy. I think it took me.
I thought the final boss in the first one was.
Yeah.
Well, actually, both.
The
I thought
first one
both
was
were.
that big samurai guy.
I don't even remember the final boss in the second one, but third one it's pretty easy. But just the whole game as a whole is just one that, like I think we said last week, you can't play it for like 30 minutes. You get into it, you just want to keep collecting
So
stuff.
how much game time do you think? 10
I think
hours?
it said.
Well, you can check
I think
on
it
yours.
said mine was 17, but I didn't go straight mission to mission. I did a lot of the side stuff.
Alex does
doing
that.
I'm
a lot
doing
of the-
everything.
The
Yeah.
collecting stuff. So
Yeah.
I'll probably have a good 30 hours into it if you do everything. I haven't even touched the tomb yet.
Oh, wow. Really? Like
The
the
challenge
optional
tombs?
tombs? Wow.
Because now
Challenge
they have
tombs
challenge
eat up
tombs
time.
and they have the main story
Yes.
tombs.
Yep.
Yeah.
They have
So,
two different tombs.
I like
now.
the idea of them adding the challenge tombs
Mhm.
as another game mode.
Yes.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Yeah, you going to pop in Red Dead now?
I will start that at some point. I did go back to Ghost Recon today because they added some single player
Mm-hmm.
DLC stuff that brought back Captain Scott Mitchell, which if you're not a Ghost Recon fan, you don't know this, but remember the Ghost Recon Advanced Warfighter, which was
I
at the
do remember
beginning of the
that.
360.
Yeah.
It was actually on both. It was a 360 launch title, and it
Advance.
was on the original Xbox and PS2.
Yeah, they did Advance.
But they had one, and then they had Advanced Warfighter 2,
And then they had Futuristic Warfighter. or
Future
War-
Soldier.
Future Soldier.
But Scott Mitchell was the player you played as in Advanced Warfighter 1 and 2.
Okay.
So that was kind of cool to see them bring him back.
Why aren't they just building on their brands and doing those? They haven't had they had a Ghost Recon pretty recently, right?
Wildlands,
Yeah, Wildlands.
which was
sorry.
It'll be 2 years
Duh.
ago in March.
And then you've been hoping for a Splinter Cell for a while, and
Yeah.
you're just kind of not holding your breath for a little bit, but they're still working on the
When
franchise.
when it happens, it happens.
Big announcement, by the way. This is the podcast announcement that I've been waiting for.
But.
What? Go ahead then. If you...
And we're gonna get really into conversation next week on it, but we totally forgot to talk about it. We played Super Mario Party on Friday, and we also played the new Super Smash Brothers Ultimate.
Yeah.
Just real quick review. It was amazing. Both
I've
games.
never wanted to play a Smash game more than this one.
It's amazing.
It's really good.
So
it's
we'll
really
talk about it
addicting.
more next week because we ran out of time. But
Yep.
hey, go out, buy it. It's amazing.
Today is the 1-year anniversary for the Clippets.
Oh, cool.
Nuh-uh.
Today, exactly.
Nuh-uh.
It was on my memory. I've known this for a while. That it
How
was
much
going
does
to be.
this suck?
It's the one where we're talking about Turnt and Brett.
Oh, you beep?
Yeah,
He
I
beeps?
beeped Brett. Oh, fuck that. You were so mad at that word.
I loved it. That was our first clip, and I'm like, that's awesome.
Yep.
I
So
love
that
it.
was our first Clip It, and it premiered 1 year ago today. So
Nice.
I might have something coming out at the end of the year. We have to also think about next week. Is that no? The week after is our last episode before the end of the year. We have to start getting our years in review and stuff.
Years in review. Next week is kind of the last show before Christmas.
Mhm.
Yep.
We'll have a show.
Christmas
after.
is Tuesday,
yeah.
right?
We'll
Yeah.
we'll have a show on Wednesday.
Yeah.
We'll be back.
The day after Christmas.
Mhm. Yep. We'll be back in the morning.
Tentatively, we'll have a show on the day after Christmas.
Oh,
Oh,
That's
this
news
is
to
news to
me.
me.
We're talking about it.
actually, I have to work third shift
Oh.
on Christmas Day night.
Ooh.
So,
Well-
but I mean, I'll be
So
plenty
we'll see.
recovered.
We'll see.
All right, so it's time to get out of here, guys. Thank you for joining us. Thanks for our YouTube chat, and thanks for being with us this entire time. I know this has been a very interesting episode, so we'll have the audio episode out later tonight. So, yeah, that's about it. Right?
Bye.
That's about it.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Thanks for joining.